Hey there everybody, it's Mark Crilley. I'm back with another How to Draw video. The first thing I want to do today is say welcome to my new subscribers. You know, the video I did a couple of weeks ago, the Realism Challenge number 3, got a huge number of views, and as a result, a bunch of new subscribers, and I am delighted to have you all here. I hope you'll stick around and watch as I roll out new videos every Friday in the months and years ahead. But let's go ahead and get into this one. I'm going to be teaching you how to do a certain type of technique for making shiny surfaces, and the example that we're going to use is the clothing that this character is, and show you step by step how it's done. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into it. What I'm going to do now is zoom in so that we can go back and go through layer by layer and show you how this effect is created. Okay, so the first step is to put... I have been watching my videos for a long time. Might be a little surprised because I pretty much never use markers. They're all going to be like, call CNN! He's using a marker! But I'm going to go in here, and now notice what I'm doing is I'm applying the gray in the middle between the two lines there, between the coloring area and the actual outline of her arm. And in this way I can leave space for the shimmering light effect, further define things just a little bit. But really the next step is to come back in with watercolor. A bit of kind of watered down black paint, so it creates a very dark gray. And what I'm going to do is create two black areas on either side here, leaving a middle part empty so that that pale gray shines through. And what happens is you end up with three sort of lit up areas here, two on either side, and then one in this. Sometimes if I don't say this, people may think that I'm saying this is how all artists do this. And that is not at all what I mean to say. This is my technique. This is what I'm doing. And if you don't like the look of this, or you think that this is a weird combination of things, by all means, you know, don't use it. But my idea with this was to give you a technique that you might be able to apply to characters of your own, even to objects, if you want them to look shiny. So you can see what I've done here is, you know, like I said, created two areas, and then I've also done these extra lines here that are for wrinkles. And if you know anything about the, you know, drawing wrinkles of cloth, they do tend to sort of come here at the armpit area. That sounds awfully romantic, doesn't it? And then down here at the elbow. This area along the upper arm, not so many wrinkles are going to come there to sort of show some wrinkling up going on there. Now what I'm doing now is sort of going back in and adding just a little more blackness right along that edge. And, you know, I think the secret to creating shiny surfaces is contrast. So when you see the in those, you know, in those final areas near the blank white, final colors to largely finish the effect right now. Alright, so I've mixed up a little bit of pale yellow watercolor, and I'm adding in a little yellow right along this edge here. The idea is that there's yellow light coming from the... And I will go in now and finish off the effect by adding this pale blue. Now, this is sort of like a classic movie poster kind of a thing that you see. It is based on real life. I think if you lit somebody wearing black spandex or whatever this is from either side with these lights, you would get a pretty similar effect in real life. So I think we're almost done with that. I'll show you the one last thing that I was doing with pencil and just sort of tighten things up a little. I'm a big multimedia, mixed media, I guess is what multimedia, that's like audio video, right? Excuse me, mixed media, that is to say I don't try to do all my effects with just marker or just watercolor or just colored pencil. I'm sort of blending the different things, and I that's just sort of my approach. To tell you the truth, it's kind of a crutch, really, because if I don't get the effect that I so that pretty much winds us down for this video. What I think I want to do is add a little more color to the background of these sort of buildings that you see here. I'll do that all in time lapse, and then I'll be back to give you some. All right, well, there's my video on how to draw shiny surfaces. One final note, you know, you don't have to use this colored technique here. You could just leave that white. One thing I would do, though, if you leave that white, is to make this one just a little gray so as to have some contrast between the two light sources. But let's go ahead and end this video. I want to thank you all for subscribing, for watching my videos, for leaving comments. I really do read every single one of them, and I greatly appreciate your support, and especially a series, a fourth one on the way, Miki Falls, 4 books in this series. Those are all out. And finally, Mastering Manga, my How to Draw Manga book. I greatly appreciate anyone who buys any of my books. But let's go ahead and end this video. I'm going to lay the pencil down. I want to thank you all for watching it. I hope you found it useful, and I'll be back with another one.